This was a perfect example of f**k around and find out. Dustin Poirier is not the type to brawl on the street, but he reacted angrily when a fan used a Conor McGregor quote to try and publicly insult him. Last weekend, the former UFC interim lightweight champion was riding a float at a Mardi Gras parade in Youngsville, Louisiana, with his wife, Jolie, and young daughter, Parker, when a prankster approached them. After Poirier studied the sign for a moment, he motioned to the man, appearing to offer a high five. But when the heckler leaned in, Poirier smacked him across the face. The fan responded by showing Poirier the middle finger, which angered the American even more, who tried to stop the car to take the confrontation further. Luckily for the clout chaser, Poirier's wife was on hand to calm him down and instructed the driver to continue driving forwards. The sign is a callback to Conor McGregor saying something similar following a 2021 fight, in which the Irishman broke his tibia, forcing doctors to call the fight. McGregor had said post-fight, "Your wife is in my DMs. Hey baby, hit me back up and I'll chat you later on. We'll be having an after party at the Wynn nightclub, baby." Jolie Poirier responded by giving McGregor the middle finger. Many fighting pros sounded off on the Mardi Gras scene on Twitter, praising Poirier for acting against the heckler. Adrian Yanez tweeted, "People are getting way too comfortable being disrespectful. Good shit slapping him at Dustin Poirier." Jack Tank Shore added, "Don't f around and you won't find out. Clown, this is real life, not the internet." Another tweeted, "People are actually mad at Dustin for this. In my opinion, he should have gotten out of the car and broken his nose." Poirier will now head back to training to prepare for his first fight since picking with a third-round submission win over Michael Chandler, who is McGregor's next opponent, in November. As of right now, he doesn't have an opponent, but is most likely just one fight away from earning his third shot at the undisputed 155-pound title currently held by Islam Makhachev. With Kevin Lee back in the UFC, Tyron Woodly also isn't ruling out fighting in the UFC again. If you remember, Woodley left the organization in March 2021 after enduring a 4-fight losing streak and embarked on one of the first crossover boxing bouts against YouTuber Jake Paul. In what was embarrassing for MMA fans, he was defeated via split decision in the first encounter before being knocked out in their second bout in December 2021, and despite this, he is still eyeing up a return to the highest level of mixed martial arts fighting. Speaking to BJPenn.com, Woodley said, "I'm a free agent and I'm enjoying my liberation. I'm enjoying doing what I want to do. Fighting when I want to fight and fighting for the amount of money I want. I'm the only guy in this sport that can do that. I know some guys are just recently free agents, but with the magnitude of what I'm doing right now, nobody is doing. To be the trailblazer and the one and only, and be the first fighter that can go box, kickbox, Muay Thai, I can do Bellator, ONE, PFL, or Glory. I can do my own shit and make top dollar. I'm very thankful, very blessed." Despite going buttheads with Dana White and the UFC multiple times, the Chosen One says he still would fight for the promotion again. When asked specifically about a potential return to Dana White's fighting organization, Woodley said, "I have no door closed. I'm a businessman. I can fight in any business I want to. I can fight in any organization I want to. ONE, Bellator, Glory, PFL, UFC. I don't get my feelings hurt in business. I don't have to invite you to my daughter's birthday as long as the check clears." Many fans reacted to the news, and they weren't very positive. One fan claims that the Chosen One is past his prime to challenge a credible fighter in the UFC's roster. One fan speculated that he might return as a coach. Another Twitter user even went on to say that nobody will pay to see T. Wood fight. Another individual asked Woodley to retire from combat sports altogether. Well, fans are not joking with this one, and in all certainty, T. Wood is not the fighter he once was, so it's unlikely that he could get re-signed. Whether or not the UFC would have any interest in bringing Woodley back is uncertain, but the former champ is hopeful to have an active 2023. He also believes he's close to having a few deals done. Well, we'd find out. Yeah, CTE is one of the dangers of MMA, and one person who seems to have suffered a lot of that is former MMA star Nate Marquardt. Marquardt had been slammed by fight fans after the former UFC middleweight contender went on a homophobic rant while watching a UFC event over the weekend. The 43-year-old former Strikeforce champion was outraged by seeing a commercial on ESPN Plus that showed two men kissing while watching UFC Fight Night 219 with his family. Marquardt, who is very forthright with his religious beliefs, took to Twitter to express his disgust with the broadcast. He tweeted, "Wow, disgusting commercial watching ESPN with my kids and have to tell them to look away so they don't see two men kissing." Fans were quick to criticize him for his homophobic remark. One Twitter user wrote, Easiest unfollow I've had all day. As a follower of Christ, you're better than this, Nate. Praying for you, brother. Another user tweeted, imagine if either of your kids had to come out to you one day. FFS. A third commented, dog, I hope you never win a single fight again. Well, dog, he's retired. Despite the immediate backlash for his comments, Marquardt did not delete his tweets or apologize. Rather, the great doubled down on his initial comments, calling gay people disgusting and saying that homosexuality is destructive to society. He tweeted, it's not hateful to say that homosexuality, pedophilia, or fornication is disgusting. It's not loving to be silent when the culture praises things that lead people to hell. 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 9 through 11. It's not hateful, but loving to protect children from this world's evil, demented propaganda. Marquardt has been competing in MMA since 1999 and holds notable victories over Tyron Woodly, Damian Maia, Ruslan Marpahales, CB Dalloway, and Martin Kapanen. In 2007, he fought UFC legend Anderson Silva for the middleweight strap and lost by first-round knockout. The Pioneer retired from MMA following a loss to Valdir Araújo at ex-MMA 3 in 2021, losing 4 of his last 5 fights. Well, this might have just been another L on his record. Ciryl Gane has admitted to being lazy by not training before his UFC title fight against Jon Jones, but Jones is not falling for it. In a shocking admission, Gane revealed that he wasn't training for several months after knocking out Tai Tuivasa in Paris last September to set up a title fight with Jones, which was made official last month. He said, I only train when a fight is announced. I had my fight against Tuivasa, barely trained since then, and now I'm back at since the Jones fight has been announced. If I look back at my career, this is a regret. I love grappling, but unfortunately, I'm lazy, that's the truth. I only train when a fight is announced. I have a lot of media obligations, professional opportunities outside of the sport. You can't say no to all these things. I also have to give time to my family and rest as well. Not long after, his coach Furlan Lopez clarified Gane's comments and gave a deeper context into the fighter's lazy talks. Lopez said Gane's mindset changed after he suffered his first career setback to Francis Ngannou. He said,
that's true. That's how Ciryl used to be. Before, Ciryl was the kind of guy that will train only if he have the fight announced. And since the loss that he had, that was a very good thing that that happened, is that Ciryl just changed his mindset. And Ciryl started to train even when you don't have a date. Ciryl now knows that the evolution is coming when you don't have a date, so you can improve, so you can learn, so you can add some tools. But whenever you have a date, you cannot thinking about evolution anymore. You're thinking about the fight, how to beat this guy in front of you. So when they give you the name Jon Jones, everything drops at the development. Now you focus on how to beat the fighter. So,
well, now Jon Jones has issued a warning message to Gane that he doesn't fall for it. He quickly responded to Gane with a tweet saying, I smell a trap. Either way, doesn't matter. I'm training my ass off. With his wealth of experience in the MMA, Jones is not the type to fall for that kind of trap. He looks focused, and we all know a focused Jon Jones is dangerous. In a week, we'll find out. Well, stay up to date with all the drama preceding the fight by subscribing to our channel, and also like and comment.